Hey, loves. Welcome to this. I would say, welcome to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Falashade, the Accountability Accountant. Guys, we are officially in season 9, guys. Time has been flying. I think what we started the show here on Radio Network in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, literally 4 years we've been doing the Money Zone on Radio Network. And I'm just so excited to grace you guys' presence for another season here tonight. So, to kick off the season, you know, my team wanted me to be a little rowdy and raunchy for y'all. So, we're going to talk about self preparation, well, tax preparation software, the DIY ones like TurboTax, TaxSlayer, Tax USA, all of those DIY tax softwares, are they truly worth it? Okay. So, on tonight's show, we're going to talk about whether or not all of you DIYers that DIY'd your taxes this year and many other years, has it been worth it? What's my opinion? Do I think it's been worth it? What have I been seeing on the scene? So if this is your first time tuning in to the Money Zone on RipRadioNetwork.com, I'm Falashade, the Accountability Accountant. And on this show, we talk about everything finances, from your business finances, your personal finances, entrepreneurship. We talk about business strategy. We talk about the juice that's going on online as well. So we talk about a variety of things, but the collective is it's all surrounded around your finances. Okay. So on tonight's show, we're going to talk about those self-preparation tax softwares. Is it worth it? What have I seen this tax season? So guys, if you're watching us on social media, please share the video. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe as well. And do me one favor, grab your pen, grab your paper, and tell your girlfriend Falashade is going live and she's going to talk about you, boo, because you're the one that used TurboTax. So, guys, so let's go ahead on. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little 2-minute break before we dive in. So, we'll be right back. Well, we are back. Welcome to the Money Zone Season 9 on RipRadioNetwork.com, guys. I'm so excited to start a new season with you guys. You know, when we start a new season, new guests, new goals, and new knowledge for all of you guys that have been watching me. So, in tonight's show, we talk about all of those self preparation tax softwares, and honestly, are they worth it? So, before I just go out and ridicule all of the softwares, this is just my opinion, okay? The tax code is too difficult, y'all, for y'all to be doing y'all taxes. Period. The show is over. Bye, Trump. I'm gone. Say no. Okay, y'all. No, for real. On the real note, I have nothing against the software providers. So y'all know the software providers. You TurboTax, USA Tax, TaxSlayer. Everybody have a tax software, right? A DIY software. I truly believe, and I'm gonna share my screen, that if those developers or those capitalists or the creators of those businesses truly believed that you guys could prepare your tax returns correctly, would they have started to actually use live professionals like myself to actually verify your tax return, to actually review your tax return, and everything else? So if they truly believe that all of y'all regular people, okay, could do their taxes on their own, would they have incorporated the what is it, the help services that they have? And see, guys, I was thinking about showing their website and all of that stuff, but my team said, we don't want them to strike out videos and all of those things. I'm really not even supposed to be dropping the names of these companies or whatever, just to make sure I protect my brand as well. So I was going to show you guys TurboTax's new program, but y'all know it. Y'all see it on the website where they allow you guys to work with an accountant or work with a CPA or work with the EA or something like that. So my question to you guys, and this is something that you guys should be thinking about, if you guys were really able to properly prepare your tax return and that system really works, would those companies have incorporated an additional service that involves a professional like myself? Some of you may say, oh, Falashade, they just trying to make sure that they can compete with you guys. Oh, Falashade, that's an additional revenue stream. That can all be the case. But the reality is, from an accountant's perspective, guys, it is no way possible that a very complicated tax return prepared by someone that is not knowledgeable about the tax codes and things like that. Here's why. I've been doing business. I've been owning Suncrest Financial Services, which is my accounting firm located in Largo, Maryland, since 2011. August 26, 2011, I started my firm. That will be what? 11 years this year, right? After 11 of being on my own, being independent, and after 18 years of being in the industry, I am still learning stuff. I'm still learning stuff, still tightening up my processes, still forcing clients to give me the right information. So now my thought process is this: if these people, which is you, don't have a firm like mine that is calling you, hey, Deborah, this is Falashade's office. We wanted to see if you can upload your 1099 or your 5498 or any other documents that you think you might have. And we don't give you guys that call. I think 90% of all of the complicated tax returns that have been filed on TurboTax have been filed incorrectly. That's just my opinion, period. All of the returns have been filed incorrectly. It's too complicated. Yeah, it might be cheap. Yeah, you might pay them $200. And see, guys, it's a scam because remember at first, oh, you can file your taxes for free. You can file your federal taxes for free. You just have to pay for the state. That's how they first started. Oh, now you got to pay for your federal, but you can e-file for free. Now you got to pay. oh, your business was included, but now you got to pay for everything separately. So truth be told, guys, for all of you that thinking that if you go to all of these online tax preparation softwares that you're saving money, you're not. Because if you really look at your invoice, if you really look at what you paid, you probably paid at least $300 to $400. And if you have a business, you paid at least $500 something to get your taxes done. And it still involved you actually doing your taxes. And from my experience, even when you guys go and do your taxes, right? You sitting there spending more time than what you should have because you have to read everything. Oh my gosh, they asked me this question. I'm not certain what they mean. So you got to read the publication. Oh my gosh, they asked me what is amortization. Oh, so that means you just spent 15 hours trying to read for 3 different deductions, which if you guys were really thinking about the time value of money or your time versus money, take your hourly rate, pull out your calculator. All right. So if your hourly rate is $75 an hour, let me go to my calculator. Your hourly rate $75 an hour. You done already spent 5 hours reading IRS publications. So that means you done already spent or lost $375 worth of your time. Plus, you have to now pay TurboTax the $275 that they also want you to pay. So that means, in all actuality, guys, it's not really worth it because you've already spent majority of your time trying to read up on tax laws that you're still confused about till this day. Then you had to pay them to self-prepare your tax return. So that means in all actuality, a lot of you guys have actually spent around $700 and something to get your taxes prepared. So number one, the time. You have to read up on things that I no longer have to read up on. You have to figure out what forms cross-reference one another, and I no longer have to do that. So honestly, the first issue with self-preparing your tax return is the cost and the time associated with it. Oh, yes, you could be up in the middle of the night, pull out your laptop. Then guess what? They ask you a technical question. Oh my gosh, how do I do this? Then you stop the return the next morning, you try it again. And guys, I'm telling you this from experience. I've had several new clients call say, Falashe, I've been doing my taxes on TurboTax for years and I'm still confused. I don't know what I've been doing all this time. And truth be told, those particular clients have all had errors in their tax returns or they missed deductions. So that goes into my number issue. So number one is time. It's not worth the time because you got to continuously learn and stuff. And if you're not trying to become an accountant, it's certain little things that you guys should know. And there's a lot of things that you guys should know that we should be experts in, okay? So number one, the time. The second issue with you guys self-preparing your taxes is also the fact that the accuracy related behind it, because you guys can sit there and read every publication, but truth be told, guess what? Publications do not hold weight in tax court. So while you guys are scrambling, reading a publication to try to understand how to fill out a form, if you make a mistake and you tell the IRS that I use publication, I'm just going to throw one out there, 590 to fill out the form, the IRS is going to tell you, well, ma'am, we do not use the publications as guidelines for your tax credits and your deductions. So basically, if you got false information or incorrectly applied something because you try to be a tax professional, you try to DIY this, you try to do it on your own, right? And you end up misfiling the form, the IRS is going to blame you. Try to take it up into tax court and say, oh, I read in publication 590 that you could do ... And the judge is going to say, ma'am, can you tell me in the Internal Revenue Code, where did you find that? And because you didn't realize that we have to know IRS tax codes, we have to know the new tax court cases. We also have to know the publications. We also have to know the regulations. Y'all just thought that, oh, you can just hop on TurboTax and do it. No, it don't work like that, y'all. Everything you put in your taxes could be scrutinized in tax court, and your publication that you read, that regulation that you read, and all of that will not hold grounds in tax court. So while you thinking you saving $300, you just cause yourself significant problems because now your tax return is wrong. You have 90 days to respond before they take it to the tax court. And guess what? You self-prepared your taxes. So that goes into number 3. You don't have anybody backing you up. Yes, you can get the audit protection because that's what they're going to say. Oh, Falashade, I can get the audit protection with TurboTax. Yes, you can, but are they really going to protect you during an audit? Y'all see, I'm not trying to curse. I see I got the little pause thing going on. Are they going to protect you if you were to get audited? Yeah, you paid that additional $99, but do you know that doesn't include anything beyond an initial response? But if I let Instagram tell y'all everybody seem more safer going to TurboTax and all of these online like Tax USA, Tax Act, Tax Fair, all of these tax online softwares, not understanding that all they did was give you the opportunity to hang yourself. They gave you guys the tools and the softwares to hang yourself. All of those free softwares are the same softwares that those black market tax professionals use to defraud y'all. And you're right in the loop thinking that you're doing something and you're saving $200 and something. Now, let me do a disclaimer here. If you only have a W-2 and a child, then TurboTax will work for you. Those self-preparation softwares will work for you. W-2 only, and maybe your child. The moment you have a business, and the moment you do anything beyond a W-2 and a child, guess what? You have now a complicated tax return, which I personally recommend that you don't try to save $300 and do it on TurboTax, and you actually hire a tax professional. Because the moment that you file that tax return with TurboTax, even if they had somebody review it with you, it is still considered self-prepared. So you're telling the IRS that everything that is on there, you prepared it, you did it. TurboTax has nothing to do with that. It's no one to take responsibility for anything. You are stuck. So before we go into segment 2, segment 1, I don't believe that the tax softwares are worth it. And I'm going to try to share my screen of a few of the pricing, but I'm kind of being a little bit cautious. So right there, I'm on one of the softwares, right? And I'm not going to share my screen. $49, okay, to start. That is your basic W-2. But the moment you guys start adding on additional forms, your fee rises. So why wouldn't you pay that fee, but then pay a professional like myself that fee, and you get it all in one? You get the advisory, you get the guidance, and you actually get someone that works for you and not the IRS. Because remember, before last year, before H&R Block and TurboTax and all of them got caught up, y'all, remember the IRS was sending them big bucks to offer y'all that free tax preparation software. And they ended up gypping everybody and ripping the government off for millions of dollars. Okay? Remember, don't forget about that. They just had to pay, what, $141 million? Okay? TurboTax? Yes. And so if you don't think that they're going to cheat you after they've been cheating people for years, or if you think that they care about you or your well-being, then guess what? You've lost, because it's all a game, and it's called the tax game. Remember, the tax system, and this is why the idea to create these softwares came up because the tax system is considered voluntary, meaning you can go without filing your tax return. The IRS can file it for you. When they send you the letter saying that they have filed a return, do you agree with the changes? You can agree, right? So that's considered voluntary. You can throw anything on the taxes, right? But the moment you get an audit notice and you have to prove it, then it's no longer voluntary. So I think with the concept of the voluntary tax system, that you can just basically put anything there, and if the IRS have to verify, they have to verify. I think that's what triggered them actually creating that software, because it's like, okay, well, these people are going to be responsible for their stuff regardless. They're still stuck. The IRS said this: even if I do your taxes, even if someone else do your taxes, you as the taxpayer is still responsible. So if you're still responsible, regardless of who does it, what software, why won't you choose the best option for yourself? And if you are new to this tax thing, it is very dumb. And I'm going to say dumb. It is very dumb of you, very dumb, for you to go out and try to prepare your return and you have no idea about the tax system. So many of you guys are paying more tax than what you're supposed to because you refuse to sit down and figure out how this tax thing works. Some of you are messing up, overpaying taxes throughout the year, not investing into your retirement plan because you're sitting there doing your taxes on TurboTax, thinking you're saving $300, when in all actuality, you're losing $3,000. So, would you rather save $200 or save or get back $3,000? That's the question that I want to leave you guys before we go to our break. Would you rather spend an additional $300 to get your taxes prepared by a professional like myself and possibly save $2,000 to $3,000 on your taxes, or even get back $2,000 to $3,000 of your refund, or pay TurboTax if you do it wrong, or you still uncertain, or you still don't know what an itemized deduction is, you still don't know what a standard deduction is, you still don't know the impact of your mortgage, you still don't know the impact of your charity? Shame on you guys. Shame on you. If all these years you given charity, all of these years you have your business, all of these years, and you don't even understand how none of that impacts your taxes. But you say saving $200 for tax software is worth it. That means you'll rather be financially illiterate and have $300 in your pocket than financially literate, $3,000 in your pocket, and you have a trusted advisor to guide you through this tax game. I don't know what games you guys are playing right now, but I've been telling you guys for the past 2 years, go watch my live streams here on ripradionetwork.com. I already told you Biden's plan. I already told you Congress' plan. They're going to use the tax code to get all of their money back. And according to the IRS data book for 2021, they already have a surplus of about $3 trillion. Because they're collecting and sending notices. And because you guys filed your taxes on TurboTax, because you tried to take the cheap route out, you don't know how to respond. So guess what you do? You do like one of my clients did. New client did. She said, I just paid it for lunch. I said, what? You don't owe that money? Why did you? She said, well, I just didn't understand it. See? So now she paid $1,300 for the IRS for no reason, because she used didn't have anybody to help her, didn't have the guidance. And guess what? She lost $1,300. Now, if I multiply that $1,300 by at least about 3 million people, that is billions of dollars, maybe even $1 trillion, that you guys have actually given to the IRS because you refuse to sit down with a tax professional and take this stuff serious. Remember, the tax system is used and manipulated by politicians in every state and every president, every candidacy, so they can get their policies approved. So we're at the beck and call of every new administration. So it is very important that you guys work with tax professionals this year so you can at least understand why all of this is happening. Okay, so if I contribute $5,000 to my retirement plan, then that's going to reduce my taxable income. I can keep $2,000 in my pocket, and now my family will have an additional $150 a month to do X, Y, Z. But because you're using TurboTax, you stuck. You stuck. Yeah, as I said earlier, you got a W-2 and just a child, that's okay. But I'm going to be honest with you. For all of y'all that claimed the people children last year and filed y'all taxes and tried to exclude that child tax credit amount that you guys receive, they're adjusting your return too. So basically what I'm saying is that all of using TurboTax to get away with stuff, because I've even had people say, oh no, I'm going to keep using TurboTax. I haven't had no problems. IRS does not respond right away, guys. So write this down just so for everybody that you know of that keeps saying little stupid stuff like that. The IRS can take, depending on what you've done on your tax return, y'all. There's no statutory limitations for fraud. Meaning if you committed fraud in 1980 and the IRS get a whiff of it in 2022, they have a right to bring it to light. So just because you didn't get the notice today or you didn't get the notice tomorrow, that doesn't mean that the IRS is not watching you. And from my experience, they never come for one return. They never come for two returns. They never come for three returns. What they do is they pick a year and then they expand the audit. So they pick a middle year, the last year before their expiration time, and then they expand the audit and say, oh, because there's inconsistencies in this year, we have to now expand the audit to 2018. We have to now expand the audit to 2019 and 2020. So now you're being audited for 3 years and you thought you was good. Let Instagram tell you all y'all thinking y'all good. Because everybody think that they tax professionals and y'all asses. That was the first one I did good, y'all. Okay. Y'all falling right for the bait. All them tax deductions and all that stuff. Now y'all know, and I'm going off topic because every time I think my team did this delivery, because every time I talk about taxes and all these softwares, I get rowdy. All of y'all hiring y'all child, false. Y'all lying. Y'all cheating. Everybody talking about you only know W-2s. They're lying. All of this Augusta rule, 14 days. They're not giving y'all all of the details. So all of y'all falling for all of this bait stuff. I'm so over all of this mess that y'all doing. Y'all need to hire y'all tax professional and ask y'all tax professional what strategies benefit you and your family and your businesses. Listening to everybody and bringing them and trying to execute that on your TurboTax tax return, y'all screwed up. Because lie number one, if you hire your child, their asses need a damn W-2. Stop all the cap. All y'all capping out here. Y'all capping just to make money. And because I'm an IRS enrolled agent, I refuse for y'all asses to see any damn cap on my shit and y'all report me in my firm. So that's why we can't do cap over here. But for all y'all asses doing cap, guess what? If you hired your child, they supposed to get a W-2. Stop all the cap. Y'all lying. If you're going to now shop, try to deduct clothes for your marketing, you need to have some logs. If you're going to travel to a state to do content, you need to have some records. All this shit that y'all asses seeing, they sending y'all right the fucking TurboTax, make their goddamn money. And sorry if I'm popping off. And if you don't want to hear me cursing, tune off this Rip Radio Network, y'all. It ain't meant for me to be sitting here all looking cute. Because I'm not. And I think I didn't over the time. Okay, we got about 1 more minute. And then all of these professionals talking about, oh, just fly to Mexico and you can deduct this. Yes, you can do that, but it has to be some documentation. It has to be some paperwork in order. It has to be some records, some production. All y'all asses traveling, talking about retreat this, empowerment this, and everybody telling you, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax deduction. It's a deduction. Make sure you keep your receipt. They baiting all y'all asses, and I thought I taught y'all something. I've been doing this shit since 20. thought I taught y'all something. But apparently, y'all go with glitter and y'all go with the shiny items. And when IRS fucking come get all y'all asses, me and my team gonna be ready to defend y'all. Okay, when you ready to, when you need to go to tax court, we'll be ready. When you need to go to IRS appeals, I'll be ready. Because majority of all of the people that filed their tax returns on TurboTax, you have done something wrong if your tax return was complicated. Period. Prime example, here's why I know. Because y'all try to come over here with that nonsense over here with me, giving me 0 numbers. And I got to send y'all back 18 times. When I've been teaching y'all audit red flag number 1, zeros. Are y'all not learning anything? And it's getting frustrated because guess what? It's not the big boys that's going to go down. It's all of the minions, which are y'all, that's going to go down because y'all the ones executed on it. And see, truth be told, are they really executed on this? Are they really hiring their children? Are they really deducting their tax returns? Let's really show face. Because I'm tired of it. And they sending y'all the TurboTax. You're going to claim all that mess on your taxes. And when you get audited, you're not going to know what to do. So guess what we about to do? We're going to take a little break. And I'm going to pipe back down to my feminine, like I started off with, because every time y'all get me hyped, I go ratchet, hood, masculine, everything. You hear a little African, sound a little Jamaican, hood, everything. But truth be told, y'all, the softwares are not worth it. You're hanging yourself. The beauty of at least working with professionals is that if they do it right and you know they got good spirits and they're about their stuff and try to do excellence, even if they find a mistake on a return, they're going to amend it for free. But if you find a own TurboTax return that you prepared, now you have to figure out how to do an amended return. And the average tax professional don't even know how to do an amended return. So y'all out here thinking that you doing something. Leave them boys alone. Leave them boys alone. Let them keep their box software on their website and you go deal with a tax professional so you can learn something. Because like I said, some of y'all don't even know what's coming out of your check every month, but you doing your taxes on TurboTax. You can't even explain to me what federal taxes are, but you using TurboTax to do your taxes. Shame on you, because now we in 2022 and everybody need to be financially literate. And if you don't know what's on your tax return, then you're taking away your opportunities to become much more knowledgeable in one of the areas that is detrimental to your wealth. So by doing your tax return on TurboTax, you're taking away your learning curve. You don't need to learn data entry. Data entry, you type, right? But when you work with a professional like myself, we tell you, oh, well, you could have qualified. You know, your traditional IRA could have been a deduction if you would have did this. Oh, well, you can't get your income is too much, so you can't contribute to your Roth. A lot of y'all don't even know if you can contribute to your Roth because you don't even have a tax professional to tell you what's the maximum amount for you to be able to contribute. But I digress. Guys, what we about to do, about to take a quick little break. Give me about 2 minutes and we'll be right back. So your refund can Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Falashade, the accountability accountant, guys. And on tonight's episode, we're talking about whether or not those DIY self tax preparation softwares are they worth it. So if you missed segment one, you want to go ahead on, y'all. I got a little rowdy. Y'all know per usual every time. I just like really passionate about us really knowing our stuff and saving money and building generational wealth, guys. So if you did not catch the first segment, I advise you guys within 24 hours of tonight's show, go to ripradionetwork.com or ripradio, I think TV.live. They have a new website as well. And if you want to catch the show after 24 hours, you can watch the show on any platform where podcast is housed. You're not going to be able to see my face, but you'll at least be able to hear my voice as well. So, guys, tune in. You want to catch the replay. I was dropping a lot of gems and just trying to let you guys know that bypassing or thinking you saving $200 to $300 is actually hurting you guys in the long run. Okay, it's actually hurting you in the long run. I've seen it happen, and I'm constantly seeing it happen now. So I advise you guys, just come on now. Band together to the left hand side, band together to the right. Is that right? Oh, band together to the right hand side. No, I want you guys to band together and leave those DIY softwares alone because, truth be told, guys, the moment you separate yourself from the middleman. So, for example, you are the taxpayer, right? The IRS is here. When you don't work with a professional like me, who's the middleman? See, some bad transactions, right? Having a middleman can cost you more money because they add their little piece to the top, right? So you would have paid the head 300, but the middleman need his 50, so you're gonna pay 350, right? That's not really how it works in taxes. The middleman is me. Whereas I already have my tax software, right? That I use. I work closely with the IRS as an enrolled agent. I work closely with the IRS, okay? And I work closely with you as your trusted advisor. Do you think that I'm gonna let IRS trump you? No. Do you think I'm gonna allow you to get over on the IRS and cheat the system? No. So I'm the middle person. I'm y'all the barrier, okay? Where IRS may not be able to come and chop your head off because I'm here. I have several clients. If y'all want to show face, y'all may not. Right now, I've prevented them all from being garnished. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars from being garnished right now. I was the middleman. Got my power of attorney, did my little schnizznick, got the client documents that we needed, sent them over to the IRS, and now to this day, I'm constantly communicating with the IRS on each one of these clients' deals to make sure that they don't go back and levy on my clients' bank accounts. So, is TurboTax going to do that for you guys? I'll wait. Doop, 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 doop. I guess not, right? Okay, so TurboTax is not going to do that for you guys. So who's your middleman? Who's your middleman? The government? They want the IRS to collect all the money. Remember, I told you that 2 years ago, right? They're coming for it. They already are. And we're going to probably talk about that in one of the shows. I'm going to tell my team that I want to talk about all the stats and stuff and everything that's happening. We dissect what that truly means, right? So the IRS made more money off y'all because y'all thinking using those tax softwares are saving you money. It's not. You're actually spending more money. So, guys, we're in our practical session. So, if you're just watching the Money Zone, normally around segment 2, and if we have any guests or if it's just me, I try to give you guys actionable steps for you guys to go out and take the initiative to move forward, okay, and make progress, okay? So, the first action step that I need you guys to do is to accept it. And I'm be shady on this one. You didn't know all your tax on TurboTax all this year. You still don't know shit. Period. You need to accept that. You don't know nothing. And you know you don't. So we now need to accept the realization that you've been doing your taxes, thinking you're doing something better than me. When you don't even know what happened, why you're owing, why you're getting a refund. You don't know. So the first task is to accept that reality. The second thing is to change it because I need you to have a different mind frame because I need you guys to know something about taxes. It is the reason why you wonder why the rich stay on taxes so much, because it is the only expense that they have to pay. Like, yeah, you know, with the mortgage, you have to pay your mortgage. But the reality is the mortgage company going to snatch your bank account, your house, your car, everything? No, they just go take the little house, right? The IRS going to get everything, the business, the IRA, the retirement account, the life insurance, the savings, the raw, everything. So you guys need to do number 2. You have to now realize that you have to work with a professional so you can learn how the taxes affect you. Not because you want to save $200. How does the tax impact me? Falashde, when I have another child, what tax credit do I get? Falashde, is it beneficial for me to set up a 529 for my child? Falashde, do you have resources for this? See, this is what y'all can't ask TurboTax. Yeah, you can go to their little referral link. And the referral link have QuickBooks there, another software there, right? A book might be there. But do they have actual practical resources of people that they can call and say, hey, I have Bob on the phone, and Bob wants to set up an IRA, but he's confused. If you could set up a meeting with Bob, is that possible? Y'all don't have that with TurboTax. But when you work with a tax professional, you do. Well, depending on their positioning. More than likely they do. Okay? So number 1, you have to accept the fact that you don't know much. And number 2, you have to be willing to change it. And that starts with working with a professional. The third thing I need you guys to do is get your pay stubs. If you are an employee, get your pay stubs and look at what's on your pay stub and ask yourself, do you know what they mean when they say SWH, which more than likely means state withholding taxes? What do they mean when they say FICA Med or FICA Social Security or 401k or match or this? If you don't know every description on your pay stub, we have a problem, because I will never be able to maximize your taxes, and you will never be able to maximize your taxes if we don't know what is on that pay stub at the end of the year, because there's certain expenses that you guys probably pay on the job that I can use as an itemized deduction. But because you don't know how to read your pay stub, because you fall in the financially illiterate trap of thinking that DIY is the way to go when you didn't realize that you had lost all the knowledge that you could have had all of these years, right? Now you need to look at your pay stub, take a step back and say, do I know what all of this stuff means? If you don't know what that means, call HR. Hey, this is Falashde. I was looking at my pay stub and I just realized I'm seeing a new deduction. Act like it's new so they won't think you don't know. I'm seeing a new deduction for like $50. It says XYZDD. Can you tell me what that is? Oh, so you got a 403B? Oh, great. My accountant just asked me, did you have anything like that? Okay, great. So now you can call me and say, Falashde, you were right. I got a 403B with my job. I didn't even know. So step number 4, guys, look at your pay stubs. If it's anything you don't understand, ask HR. And if HR don't know, you call your accountant. More than likely, we will know. Okay. The 5th thing that I need you guys to actually do is, once you look at that pay stub, you now need to actually, and I think my team might have it, we have like our deduction list or something. I'll maybe tell them drop something in one of my Linktree or something. But you guys need to now say, okay, alrighty, from my pay stub, I'm deducting this, 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 this. And those things you need to write down so you could tell your accountant. See, you can't tell TurboTax that. You tell your accountant, hey, from my pay stub, I paid health insurance of this. I paid this. I did this. I contributed to my health savers account and all of this stuff. So why am I saying all of this? Because I have to get ready to close out, guys. You being financially literate starts with you guys, and it may not be the cheapest route to go. You may have to invest so you can know and save money in the future. So let's say, for example, if you work with me this year and I filed your taxes, because I walk my clients through the whole tax return, the moment you leave me, you know what your marginal tax rate is. You know what your itemized deductions are. You know whether or not your itemized deductions is higher than your standard deductions. You know whether or not you need to contribute more into your 401k, or whether or not a Roth deduction works for you. Okay? You know quite a bit. But the issue at hand is that if you never work with a professional, you never know taxes around your unique situation. Yes, you can do your taxes at 12 o'clock with nobody bother you, and you can get it done in 5 minutes. Like, yes, but 5 minutes is okay. But did you save anything? Did you learn anything? Did you use the tax system, like I said, to build generational wealth? Because that's what we do here on the Money Zone. We help you guys save money on taxes so you can build generational wealth. Because the tax system rewards individuals that have businesses, big corporations, and people that are willing to build generational wealth. This is why you get a credit for contributing to your 401k. You get the tax savers credit, or you get a reduction in your taxable income. Let's say if you contribute to your traditional IRA, you get a deduction for that. Let's say if you 5 to 9 for your children, you also get a deduction for that. Let's say if you invest in yourself and you go back to school and get a degree, you can get a deduction for that. So the tax system, guys, requires you to become very personal with it, very intimate. Just like you sleep with your baby daddy, your husband, your fiance, your girl, your boo thing. Yeah, very intimate, cuddle face. You need to be intimate, just like that with your taxes, y'all. Because how would you feel if I tell you that your lack of intimacy with your finances today is why you're paying $3,000 more for the next 5 years? You will pee on yourself today. And that's what the average person is doing. You're not intimate with your finances, and you are overpaying taxes, or you're missing opportunities to invest, you're missing opportunities to save, or you're missing opportunities to learn. Because remember, to build generational wealth, to have that cushion saved and the people behind us to do right, we have to learn. And DIYing your damn taxes, trying to save $200, it's not going to teach you anything but how to remain cheap and don't understand the tax system and know how this tax game works. So if I were you, I would take the 5 steps that I gave you today and really ask yourself, do you really know anything about taxes? And if the answer is no, don't use TurboTax next year. Don't. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're messing up your family and you're hurting your finances. Learn some stuff, then maybe go back, right? But at least you know. All right, guys. So season 9 of the Money Zone has officially kicked off, guys. I'm pumped up. Like, I was a drag these last 3 months. Y'all would not even believe everything that I've been through, y'all. But y'all know I keep my little life personal. I might tell y'all some stuff, right? I do tell y'all some stuff. I tell y'all some stuff. I'm kind of transparent, but I'm just don't put it all out there. Guys, I've been through healing back these last couple of months, but I'm here, right? Nothing don't stop us. You just sometimes always have to just take a step back and breathe and regroup and get back aligned with what your purpose is. And that's why I'm still here, because God made me realize that my purpose is to help you guys. And the more money you save, I've done my part. The more money you invest, I've done my part. The business, when you make money in your business, I've done my part. But for all of you guys that have been watching me since 2015, because I've been doing this, y'all, since 2015, not on Rip Radio Network since 2015, but in general, and you have not executed and implemented anything that I've said, shame on you. Shame on you. Because the executing, they're leaving you guys behind. And the people that are taking my words and doing what they're supposed to, they're thriving. All of you guys that second guessing everything, not looking at your numbers, not paying attention, looking at everything glittery, traveling too much, overspending, don't want to meet with your accountant, don't want to do right. Every time it will show face. It will show face. And I'm very tired, and I don't want to be the one to give you a very bad news. But if we don't look at our numbers, guys, as black and brown folks in this game of business, we will fail. Remember, we don't have rich grandpa. All right? We are our rich grandpa. Guys, I will see you guys next week. Same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we're talking about student loans and your taxes, guys. So you want to tune in. Next week, student loans and your taxes. Tell a friend. Subscribe to our mailing list by going to bit.ly/Philosophy Radio. Guys, I'm pumped up, and hopefully I can change some of y'all lives because I've been sitting back seeing y'all die, and I'm not ready for it no more. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.